college.
Woo!
Hey everyone, how are you doing? It kind of looks like corporate college is trying to save on electricity with all these headbands out there. But, so I'm kind of confused about how I feel about coming back to college because, you know, it's college, but then I also think my family's kind of nuts. My family, we had a 3-day debate over the definition of a salad. We were at Christmas dinner and my grandmother, she set down some sort of concoction on the table. It had like Jello, marshmallows, some sort of like pretzel bits, and she's like, "Do you want salad?" No, I don't want a salad. What's the matter? Don't you like salad? That's not a salad. Call me New Age, but I don't believe that anything is a salad if you need an angioplasty after 3 days of eating it. But, you know, it's always interesting, you know, talking to older people, you know, like your family, because they always ask those questions about college. How was your semester? What are you going to do with a BA in music? Oh, I hate those ones, because you have to make up, you know, lies. You can't tell them the truth. You can't say, oh, during finals I watched the entire season of Doctor Who. You just can't do that, you know? You can't say I sat the entire time with a bowl of Fruit Loops in my lap, you know? You have to kind of make up, you know, kind of interesting things to say about that, you know? But I believe that I'm in college, so I have the right to do whatever the hell I want, you know? It's kind of like the YOLO type mindset that we have. You know, so if I want to stay my entire break, you know, in pajama bottoms, watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you know, I definitely think, hey, I'm learning something. I'm learning about the Renaissance painters. So, I mean, I think I'm definitely doing something there. But my grandpa, he always asks these questions. Have you got a girlfriend yet? Like, staring at a picture of Emma Watson for 4 hours isn't technically a girlfriend. I don't know what that is. I mean, because I think that's perfectly acceptable, you know? But, you know, like, yet again, I'm running out of funny, clever sayings to, you know, say this stuff. You know, like, have you found a girlfriend yet? I didn't have the money to pay for it this weekend. Do you have a girlfriend yet? Oh, I forgot the air pump back in Des Moines. Yeah, I mean, it just kind of happens. But I want to thank, you know, everyone for coming out. You know, it's great. I mean, you could be pre-gaming right now. So I appreciate you guys coming out. But my name is Andrew Tubbs, and for those of you who don't really know me but see me around campus, you know, you probably refer to me as the guy with no arms. But... oh, come on, I know I have short arms, you can laugh at that. It's like you don't, like, if you say something, I will be surprised, you're like, no, okay. But, so for Christmas, I got an iPhone, before that, I just had one that flipped. And I was watching people with iPhones, and I'm like, you know, they Snapchat a lot, you know? That's like the perfect way to flirt with a girl, you know, Snapchat. But whenever I do that, I only get a picture of my nose. And like, I'm trying to like fool a girl, and you know, it's just a whole bunch of hairy nostrils with boogers and all that stuff, you know. Like to even get like a good picture, I have these like months that were on America's Got Talent where they levitated. Like, you know these guys, you know, they're like. Snapchat. Yeah, so I have to do that to at least get a decent picture. But for those of you who know me, you probably know that I don't like to eat in the I eat in the catered because I'm antisocial. But besides that, the sneeze guards, you know what the sneeze guards are? You know, they're the plastic things that protect your food. Those things suck. Because there are only two ways that I can get my food. It's either I have to do the weirdest limbo ever where I have to fold my body in half from the rib cage, kind of go at it blindly, you know, put my hands in the mashed potatoes and all that. Where are the tongs? Where are the tongs? it's either that, or I have to like army crawl through it, get through all of the peas and all the leftover sauces, and at the end there's no really good answer for that. I would go for the army crawl because then I get you guys sick, and that's kind of funny. But no, you know how tough it is to buy jeans for when you have a 30 size waist and a 36 size ass? like seriously, like this one girl asked me if like I could twerk. I'm like, honey, I don't twerk. Gravity does it for me. It's kind of like the Newton's cradle type thing with the balls on the string that goes boom, 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 boom. Like just gravity. It's how it works. But I kind of have a sneaking suspicion that I would be kind of good in a bar fight. I don't really know why, but does anybody know Game of Thrones? Anyone know? There we go. Okay. So Tywin Lannister, the little imp, the short guy. When he goes into battle, he goes with a battle axe and he starts chopping off people's legs because they can't see him. I kind of think I'd do the same way, except just cock shots down the ball. Bam, 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 bam. Bam. You're done. There you go, son. They would never suspect it. Never suspect it. But, in high school, about my junior year, I had a pretty big surgery, and I was in a wheelchair for a rather long time. And while I was at the bar, that was interesting. Going to the bar in a wheelchair, because everything's kind of eye level to crotch level, And I mean, for some of that, it's good, but then for some people, you just don't want that information. You just really don't want to know that, And it's always interesting when I go to the bar, because I don't know if girls are checking out my arms or if they're checking out my biceps. It's just kind of like, they give me this funky eye, I'm like, what the hell are you looking at, girl? But when I did, hook up with a girl in my wheelchair, it was kind of interesting because it was more like drive-through. And eating at Wendy's had a different connotation. So I went to my junior prom in my wheelchair. Before that, I actually went to a rave in my wheelchair. Now that's interesting, because my wheelchair is like a tank, so it doesn't move. So I'm like dead, and I'm not moving. People are jumping all around me, and I want to stress again the eye to crotch level. But this time, everything is bouncing. And, I'm like dodging boobs left and right, both male and female. Once or twice, a girl or a man ends up on my lap and is like, oh, hello, honey. Drive through. But I also went to my junior prom in my wheelchair. And that was kind of interesting because I come from Des Moines, Iowa, and we had this huge thing about grinding that year. They wouldn't let us grind. So, of course, everybody grounded that year. But, grinding in a wheelchair is kind of interesting. So I'm there, and it's kind of a lull, and, nothing has really happened. And one of my best friend's girlfriend, my friend was gone, and my friend, his girlfriend, decided that she was going to give me a lap dance. Yeah, I mean, that was an interesting night, But, so I'm at my prom, crotch to eye level with everyone, and my best friend's girlfriend is on my lap riding me like a donkey. And I just kind of look over, and there's my principal and the security guard who's bouncing everybody out. And I make eye contact with this guy. We have a good stare-off for like 20 seconds. And I just kind of see him start to get a smile across his face. The perks of being a disabled wallflower. I mean, you gotta get away with your take it. You gotta get away with your take it. But being a young comedian, I try and learn, from the best, So I watch a whole bunch of comedians. One of my favorite is George Carlin. And he was amen. And he was a 1960s comedian, and one of my favorite quotes from him is, if God didn't want us to masturbate, he would have made our arms shorter. Okay, now let me explain something to you, George Carlin. First of all, this joke I have to do a little educational thing to really show this joke. Okay, so what I have is called TAR syndromes, okay? It's short for thrombocytopenia with absent radius disease. Now, the absent radius is obvious, but many people don't know what thrombocytopenia means. And it means a really large dick. So, if God didn't want us to masturbate, He would have made our arms shorter and make sure no one had thrombocytopenia with absent radius disease. You know? But actually, a lot of people ask me that question. I was at a party once. It was a band camp, so it was a real virgin fest. But I walk in, and there's this cute, the first time I've ever met her, she's actually one of my really good friends, but first time I ever met her, and she was like the cutest thing in the world, and by that I mean she has the biggest boobs I've ever seen in my life, right? Drive through. But, so she comes up to me, and she's like, how do you masturbate? I'm like, with my left hand, where am I supposed to do it? And because, thrombocytopenia. And she's like, well, that's big. If you wouldn't have been able to do it, I probably would have done it for you. I could have had pity sex. No! I could have had pity sex. Pity sex, I think, is underrated. I really do. I think, kind of in the scheme of sexual encounters, I think you have makeup sex, pity sex, and then end of the world sex. And that's basically how I came to be, because my parents, being dinosaurs, of course, saw that meteorite coming. Next video. Damn, girl, I like that tail. So, did you actually know that before T-Rexes had sex, they would tickle one another? True story. So definitely don't tickle me, otherwise it might get a little randy. But just don't do it. Unless you really want to see what thrombocytopenia is, I wouldn't do that. But I kind of like to end the show on this one because it's one of my favorite jokes. But did you know that in Amsterdam, because of their healthcare laws, people with disabilities can visit a prostitute for free twice a month? So I have a plane ticket to Amsterdam. I'll see you later.